the squad car repairs are killing us. Right now we're about 18,000 for the year for squad car repairs, plus the squad car lease payment on the newest car that we have right now. So we have the two Chargers that are coming up. They're going to be 8 years old in 2015 here. We fixed the one as much as we're going to fix it. The other one I haven't really put any money into. It needs some repairs, but right now it's going to be going. So we priced out some new squads. The Interceptor, the one we bought back 3 years ago, is too small. It's a small car, and it costs now more to outfit it than it does for what everyone's gone to. Almost all the departments have gone, everyone's seen them out. The Ford basically Explorer is the newest thing. They're actually now setting them up cheaper than they are the Interceptor because they're not selling any of the Interceptors because they're too small. So that's the way that pretty much after pricing out the other ones, it's probably our best option because it's all-wheel drive. That being said, our newest car is paid off. The last payment's in 2015 for that car. So that's the last payment, and then that one will be paid off. So with our budget sitting the way it is for 2014, if we're gonna, because 2015's budget's very tight, as you all know for us, we're gonna have money, enough money to make easily the first payment. We right now have 51,000 and change, something around there for November's reconciliation. I have a good estimate about 26,000-ish will be for operating expenses for December, for payroll, the rest of repairs and every other maintenance thing that comes along with running the police department. So that will leave us roughly with 26,000, somewhere around there. If we did a 4-year lease we get the government pricing with the Ford Explorer set up, everything minus the graphics. It's the payments for 4 years would be $11,279.09. If we take 11,000 of the money that we'll have left over in December to make that first payment towards this squad, we have the money already budgeted for our last payment for the other squad, and that would at least put us on track so we don't have to spend so much money in maintenance. I have a 6-year rotation planned where we're trying to get the squads on a 6-year rotation where we're not keeping a car for 10 years because they're killing us. We're spending basically, by the time it's all said and done, we'll have spent about $30,000 between our lease payment and the maintenance. For that, if on a 6-year rotation, the way it's set up is we would have, if we did 4-year lease payments, which looks like we're going to, any given year, we would only have to budget for 2 lease payments. And that wouldn't even count in 2015. So if we budgeted the 2 lease payments and then a minimum maintenance budget of, I think, realistically, with a 6-year rotation, we could budget down to like $5,000 or less for maintenance. We'd have the 2 lease payments and the maintenance budget, and that would be all we would need to budget for squad cars. The other advantage to it is the changing of these squad cars, we cannot utilize any of the equipment, and that's killing us because the setups are expensive. You have to, once you put the new cages in, new light bars, all the mounting console equipment, nothing matches with any of the cars. So we have the stuff from the Dodge Chargers, we have, there's $1,500 in cages a piece in those, and they're useless because that doesn't fit in anything new because the squad car, the design models have changed so much. So the idea here is General Fire outfitted, they did the outfit for our Ford Interceptor. If they continue to do the outfitting, which we're happy with what they're doing, they have it down to where we can utilize the same light bars, a lot of the same equipment. And if Ford finally keeps this, which I believe they will, the Interceptor utility, if they keep that like they did the Ford Crown Vic, that's why it was so popular, because it was the same. So you could always, take your old equipment, put in a new equipment, and not spend, $10,000 in between equipment setup and everything else. So the idea here is if we did this, within a couple years, we'd be on a regular rotation with these squads finally. And we would get a higher resale value too, because 6 years would put us about, with our guys and the driving, it puts us about 60,000 miles. Right now, our squads the Chargers are sitting over about 93,000 right now. And other than that, I don't see any foreseeable way to, I mean, everyone wants to limp stuff along, but to some point, it's like we're just throwing money at repairs.
Andy, are you looking to get rid of both of the Dodges, or?
Not this year, just one. Yeah, and then we'd have to wait either next year, depending on how it goes, either next year or the year after, then get rid of the other one. So what I did was we put the better of the two, we put the money into that one to get it fixed this year. We held off on the one that has even more problems. We held off on that one completely because it's like we're not putting more money into. They told everybody we're not. It drives and everything, but there's a bunch of problems with it. So
how soon could we get a new car?
It would still take. If we ordered it, it still wouldn't come in until the spring. I mean, it wouldn't be in until realistically probably May. I mean, that's how it went last time. If we order from Ewald, with that would be the earliest it comes in. And at least I don't see any other way. After looking at all the vehicles and being in all of them and everything else, gas mileage would be good on this one. The room has a lot more room, better in the winter, and that's why all Kenosha County's going to all those. Racine County went to all of them.
And I just have a question.
Yeah.
I know I've been asked, and what I'd like you to do is explain to me why we need 3 cars. It's been asked of me why we need 3 cars.
Yeah, this has been brought up from the past to now. The main reason behind 3 cars is the problem that we've always had is with water patrol. Number one, someone's got to at least, because someone's got to take the boat out and tow it down there. And so they tow the boat out there, they drop it off, they got to get back. Someone's got to either a squad car sits there and it's got to get back, or something's got to happen with the boat. It's one way or another, either that ties up one squad. You're down to 1 car. So what's happened in the past, when I first started here, we had just the 2 Ford Crown Vics. And what would happen is one would break down, we'd be down to 1 car, and then a couple times both of them broke down. And at one point, a couple people made comments that maybe we should take our own cars and patrol. So, which was insane if you ask me, but that was at that time. And the same thing would happen now. If we went down to 2 cars, which this has been a pet peeve for some people, that there's no reason for 3 cars, there's no reason at all. So what I say is, okay, if a guy has to go to, let's say even if they pay the miles for the training, or if the squad we have to take it to the EVOC course or anywhere, you're down to 1 car. And if 1 car is broken, and you're down to, then you just got the 1 squad. And if that one's busted, you're SOL out of service. So, I mean, this has happened a couple times already that I've seen 2 squads down here. And the newest car was actually at the Ford dealership the other day. And so that was at the Ford dealership, and one of them was actually at Harm Shop getting fixed, and we were just utilizing the 1 car because we didn't have any other cars. Because the fuel pump module went out on the newest one, which was under warranty. But we had the other one in for an antifreeze problem, and you're down to 1 car. So,
God forbid we have didn't we just have an accident with one within?
Well, that's the other thing. If you have there's a number of reasons why you would need 3 cars. There just is. If they want to go to 2 cars, hey, it's everyone's decision here. What I'm just telling you from any standpoint on a police department, I don't know what you're going to tell anybody if we have 2 cars, and let's just say one gets wrecked. Because if one did get wrecked, I mean, you're talking, this isn't like an instant replacement overnight. You know that. Everyone knows that. It's like the stuff that has to go into putting a squad back together it takes time. I mean, just like this stuff. So if you did have one, let's say one got totaled out, who knows? What are you gonna do? One breaks and then, where are you at? I mean, I hear it from citizens, we see squads sitting here, we see squads sitting there. I don't think a lot of people understand what goes on at the police department, to be honest with you. So what I've done is I've taken, when we're not utilizing the other car, I've had people complain that we're not sitting here for radar, we're not doing traffic here. So what we've done is we take the other car and we've been placing it in locations that we can't be sitting at. We can't sit on Manor all day doing radar. We can't sit on 5th Street or 4th Street all day long doing radar. And, no matter if a speeder comes by at this time or this time or this time. So we've been taking the squad and placing it in locations where, hey, if we're not using it, it might as well be out there, so to slow people down, because they don't know if one of us is sitting in it or not. So I have our guys actually sit in the same spots in the squads. So if people think that there's no one there, they're gonna come by and there will be someone there. So we've been using it in the winter, but in the summer it gets used the most because of the boat. Because one of them has to have the trailer hitch on it for the boat. Someone's gotta be down there, and it is kind of a, it can be a pain to try to, you gotta hook up to the boat and then tell the guy, hey, okay, we're taking that squad, that's gonna be the patrol squad tonight. And then it's like, okay, now you gotta, it's one more thing, one more problem. But that's kind of why, when I started here, there was 2 squads, and that became a real problem. And so they went to the 3rd squad for that reason. The stuff is aging like anything else. I mean, people see it, the rocker panels are rusting out on the Dodges and whatnot, but.
Andy, do you have a proposal put together for purchase?
Yeah, I have the purchasing from Ford. Yeah, I have the sheet here for and Scott has the email for the actual, it's in my email for the purchase agreement and all that. So it's the price here, he just did they do the 4-year lease payment, and it's amortized over the 4 years and that wraps in the general fire. General Fire works with Ford, so they actually, which was kind of nice, so we didn't have to do like 2 separate things. It wouldn't have to be the squad car and, okay, now here's for the setup. So that price includes the setup, that's a ready-to-go car minus the graphics, because the graphics is something. The graphics would just be done at Graphics Inc., the guy that did the other car. The truck would come in black, and it would just be wrapped, they wrapped the doors in the white. The other car came in black, they wrapped the doors in white, because it's cheaper to do it that way, because then they're only really wrapping the middle of the car.
Squad in the amount of $40,754. The initial funds will come from surplus funds of the 2014 Police Department budget. Signed, Dunn, seconded, Moran.
Any other questions in regards to this or comments? Clerk will call the roll.
Decker? Dodge?
Aye.
Dunn?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Moran?
Aye.
Welcome?
No.
Gerber?
Aye. Motion carried.